Kidnapped girl. Kicked off the taillights of the car. Then stretched out a hand from the trunk. Keep waving for help. Soon this trick worked. An abnormality was found in a car behind. Called the police immediately. The police checked the license plate number she provided. The physical characteristics of the car owner and the kidnapper. Not right at all. It seems that the kidnappers are using fake licenses. The kind caller wants to catch up. Look at the kidnapper. The operator hurriedly stopped, but still aroused the vigilance of the kidnappers. He turned immediately, drove off the highway. The clue is interrupted again. Helen asked the girl to find in the trunk. What else? She found a bucket of paint. Helen asked her to pour the paint out of the hole. Leave a mark along the way. At the same time, notify the helicopter. Start full search. The car behind the kidnapper. First to discover paint. The same machine didn't know that this person was a kidnapper. Kindly remind him. The paint in the trunk is out. The kidnapper suddenly panicked. Immediately turned the car into a trail. He opened the trunk. Intend to stun the girl again. At this moment, the kind passerby just came after him. The kidnapper immediately used a screwdriver, threatening girls not to make a sound. Passersby look at him panic. Hurry back to the car and plan to call the police. But the phone just connected. The kidnappers broke the window glass directly, knocked passersby to the ground. Also put him and the girl into a passerby's car together. The girl cried and told Helen on the other end of the phone. Kidnapper changed car. But I haven't said a few words yet. Passersby suddenly wake up, started screaming in horror. He stopped the car, just stabbed the man to death. Witnessed all this with my own eyes. The girl gave her last words in despair. But Helen does not want to give up. She encourages girls. Take out the wallet from the dead passerby. Pass ID. Helen successfully found his license plate number. At the same time, the police found the car abandoned by the kidnappers. Through the fingerprints left behind. Follow the path to find his home address. But the kidnapper's wife seems to be ignorant of this kidnapping case. At this time the police found the kidnapper has a farm. Drive right away. And the other side. The kidnapper drove the car into a gas station. Girl is anxious. Climbed from the trunk to the back seat. But I can only crawl out half of my body. She hurriedly waved her hands, shouting for help from the staff. Finally caught the other's attention. He confronted the kidnapper with a knife, while trying to open the car door. But the kidnapper directly aimed the oil gun at him. After drinking, the kidnapper threw out the lighter. The staff was instantly surrounded by fire. The frustrated kidnapper opened the trunk, stunned the girl with a punch. Helen lost contact with her again. Soon the kidnappers arrived at the farm. While he dragged the girl out, an alarm call that lasted an hour and a half was found. Helen asked him to surrender. Don't hurt the girl. But the kidnapper just said, "It's too late." Only 4 words. Suddenly pulled Helen's thoughts back half a year ago. Deja vu scene. Let her decide right away. The kidnapper was half a year ago. The murderer who entered the room to kill another girl. The police arrived at the farm in the evening. But they searched it several times. Did not find a trace. Perverted murderer pushed the girl onto the operating table. Put on an oxygen mask. Then cut Yifu. Take off your shoes. With music. He started to wash the girl's hair. Policewoman Helen. Come to the murderer's house. Search carefully. Accident in the yard. Found a hidden basement. She just wanted to call the police. The phone fell in a panic. And there is no signal in the basement. To save the girl, she had to crawl into the secret room slowly, cautiously searching in the house. At this moment, the murderer suddenly appeared. Helen immediately hid in a room. But the murderer also walked in. There is blood everywhere in it. Helen hides in the cabinet and dare not get out. Through the gap, she saw the murderer pick up a wig. Smell obsessively. At this moment Helen found out in horror. This is not a wig, but real hair attached to a real person's scalp. Sister of the original murderer. Once had a beautiful blonde hair. But unfortunately, he fell ill and passed away. Since then, the murderer will start killing blonde girls everywhere. Collect hair. At this moment, the other party seems to have found her. Step by step towards the wardrobe. Helen held her breath hard. Fortunately the murderer just picked it up. Clothes in the closet. After a few deep breaths, he left. He went back to the operating table again. Pick up the knife. Ready to cut off the girl's scalp. Make a new souvenir. At the very moment, Helen came quietly behind the murderer. Knocked him out. Just when she was untying the rope for the girl, the murderer suddenly wakes up. Push Helen into the pool. Seeing to be drowned, the girl stabbed the murderer in the back in time. The two immediately ran towards the exit. But the other party chased after him. Suddenly a scream came from the murderer. The girl attacked him again. Helen kicked him back to the cellar. They are finally safe. Undecided Helen took out her mobile phone. Intend to call the police. Girl stopped her. Helen knows what to do. They tied up the murderer and threw it back into the secret room. Intend to let him fend for himself. The face of this murderer finally showed a trace of fear. He clamored for mercy. But Helen turned around. Said coldly, "It's too late.